chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you. Some liberals are melting down over Trump's victory. Who would have thought? It's pretty good. What's up, my freedom-loving friend? Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel. This is where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. Now, here in the early stages of Trump's victory, there's so much to celebrate, and there's some victory laps that could be taken if we're immature. And indeed, we will get immature and just celebrate everything going on. In this case, it's liberals melting down. It's amusing, and I'm sorry, it is immature, but it's just darn amusing, so we're going to do it. Now, keep in mind, as we look at the little compilation, which, by the way, I'm a little sad about Trump's victory myself. Let me just get some of my Kamala toilet paper to wipe my snot on. Keep in mind, these people in their state of mental stability that we see, these are people who strongly believe they should have their chosen candidate in office. Now, hopefully they believe in American process and they can come to terms like, well, we voted and that the rightful candidate is in office because we voted. However, you have to kind of think, whoever these people with their state of mental stability, whoever they vote for, probably the opposite person is best fit for service. And indeed, I believe that to be absolutely true in this case, as Donald J. Trump is our 47th president of the United States and 45. So let's take a look at some of the shenanigans going on throughout the internet with liberals melting down over Trump's victory.
I'm sorry. No.
Rage scream.
Why?
Now, if you think she looks insane, you're correct. But she's actually more insane than she looks because she took the time to calmly set up her camera to record herself. Set the camera up. Cool. Now I'll start screaming. So this is how insane it is. It's at least halfway inauthentic. It's at least halfway just theater. I want people to see my raw emotion, and I'm going to manufacture that raw emotion on command because I'm dutiful to thinking and feeling how I'm told to think and feel. So now that I got my camera set up, I'll hit record and just an absolute work of art. Now, we'll go back to the common folk of the internet, but first we do have to check in with The View. How are those psychos doing?
I'm surprised at the results, but I'm not surprised.
That almost sounds like you're contradicting yourself, Sonny.
As a woman of color,
Well, as a man of no color, I'm listening.
I was so hopeful that a mixed-race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. Mm-hmm. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy.
Oh, her not being elected had nothing to do with policy? What if it had everything to do with it? But Sonny, what do you think it had to do with?
I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well, I think it...
Yeah, it was definitely a referendum of cultural resentment. I'm sure everybody resenting all the cultures that Kamala is from. If you just count her accents alone, it's 6 cultures. So apparently the majority of Americans resent those 6 cultures. A lot of those Americans have ties to those cultures. So this just in from The View, IQ level as high as ever. We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first, to tell you the obvious, things are getting wild out there. They're talking about using the 14th Amendment to block Trump from becoming president, even if he wins this thing. Think about it, and what happens if things spiral out of control? Civil unrest, more cyber attacks, pharmacies shut down, and then you're left scrambling. Are you ready? That's why you need the wellness company's Contagion Kit. It's your no BS solution for uncertain times. We're talking ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pak, and more, and a nebulizer. Everything you need to stay safe at home. Their doctors made it simple for you too, because each kit comes with a guidebook which explains to you how to treat severe respiratory illness and more. No hospitals, no gatekeepers, no red tape. This is about taking control. Just click a few buttons and your kit is delivered right to your door. But listen, supplies are limited and demand is exploding. Uncertain times kind of thing. Don't just sit back and wait for the chaos to hit. Take action now before it's too late. Get your Contagion Kit now and stay ahead of whatever comes next. Head to twc.health/jpreacts and use code JPReacts to save up to $50. That's twc.health/jpreacts and use code JPReacts to save up to $50. Enjoy. Now back to the video. Now this next clip is a lady who shaved her head in protest of Trump's victory and in protest of the patriarchy. Let's take a look.
Just woke up this morning feeling spicy. You guys feel spicy? Because I do. All right. I don't know how to use this thing. Let's see what happens.
She probably doesn't know how to use much correctly in life.
Is this cutting off hair? I'm going to have to cut it short in there. 9 years, 8 years, whatever it may be. Around this time, 8 years ago, it's one of the worst times of my life. That's when my life fell apart.
Well, what happened there?
Not because of this. Don't get too excited. I'm just talking about regular life stuff I talk about on here. But, goodness, seriously? Oh, I've never had short hair before, ever. It's kind of fun. All right, we're just going to keep chopping away here because this is literally going to take forever if I don't. Cut all the hair off. You know why? I'm not going to dye it anymore. I'm not going to try and grow it out anymore. I'm not going to style it anymore. Fucking done. I will not be giving my money to the beauty industry anymore.
I like that. Yes, I'm not going to give my money to the beauty industry anymore. Like Trump runs that. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to teach Trump a lesson by being as ugly as possible. Now, she, of course, did this in protest of Trump's victory, so I'm just going to check. And yeah, he still won the election. It's weird. Her protest was not effective. But speaking of protests, our favorite peaceful protesters, Antifa, were out on election night in Seattle, of all places. Shocker. But the good news is, for some reason, it seems like the police there are enforcing the law. And as soon as the Antifa members started committing crimes, the police stopped them right away, potentially preventing a bigger widespread protest. Let's check in with our resident Antifa correspondent video.
Do not interfere with the police while they're making arrests. If you interfere with the police, you'll be arrested. Move away. We encourage you to film.
Guess they didn't defund the police enough in Seattle. They're still there to help prevent some crime.
We encourage you to film. We just ask you that you give the officers some safe working space. So please move away from the...
Well, let's have a look-ski at some of these proud Antifa members that are so proud of their cause that they refuse to show their faces.
Nobody likes you here! This neighborhood would kill you if we had the chance! Get the out of here, pigs! Go die! And guess what? When
We just ask you to give the officers safe working space so that way they can do their job and make arrests for criminal acts.
They have umbrellas for weapons and loud words.
Without interfering with them doing their job. It was our intent to have a safe, peaceful First Amendment event.
A safe, peaceful First Amendment event. Well, that's against the anarchy of Antifa, apparently. Now let's throw it back to the liberals of the internet and check in on the latest meltdowns over Trump's victory.
How did we get here? How did we get here?
She makes me ashamed to be a redhead. Again, you have to think these people, they're picking up their phones. They want to be noticed. They want to play the role of the victim. And I get it. Some of them are probably feeling real emotions, but it's also staged. It's theater. Here's my phone. Here's my emotions now that my phone's recording so other people can witness me. So I feel more paid attention to. Let's go on.
What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right
Well, seems like a dream come true to me.
I can say is how fucking dare you.
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
Wow, that's not a dictator mentality. If you voted for anyone other than Kamala, then F you. That's why we voted Trump in, because this mentality is actually pervasive amongst very leftist people.
Senate race. It's not going to happen. Republican Kevin Go Kamala will be returning to the Senate.
Yeah, it's not going to happen for Kamala. Let's see what our resident beta male correspondent is feeling right now.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
I'm sorry to all my friends who are Trump supporters.
Well, with a candidate that makes sense to these people, I would dare say we're lucky that their candidate that makes sense to them and their mentality did not get into office. Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be more thrilled. Of course, the outcome of the election, it went the way I wanted. However, for me, the biggest thrill of this being principled is the candidate that won the actual vote is awarded the actual election for being principled and being as true to America as possible, not being true to what each individual wants, but being true to the principles of America. That's what makes me the happiest. These people apparently lack a little bit of principle, and that's okay. They're at least entertaining as hell as they do it. Let me know what you think of these liberals melting down in the comments below. I'll check that out, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, enjoy the celebration.